Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's all praises to the Most High and His beloved Son, who you beingly call God in Jesus Christ, which His Son name is Yahushai, and the Most High Heavenly Father name is Yahweh. I'm like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and Rule Well. Peace and blessings and salutations belong to the Lord's beloved elect. That's noise in the gospel abroad. Bashim Rakakwadash. Alright, this is the Akim Mahaloya. I'm coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. This is going to be pretty much titled that Esau has declared war on you tribes, man. Alright, and I say that based off the strength of the narrative that the so-called white man is actually buying masks that look like so-called Negroes, and there's so many different accounts and videos on this particular topic that the so-called white man is dressing up as you so-called Negroes and robbing banks and doing diamond heists and shooting up neighborhoods and blaming it on you Jakes, because when they look at you Negroes in America, they look at you like a bunch of damn savages and a bunch of wild animals, in which you are. Alright, because at the same time, with the so-called white man, you perpetuate the violence that you see going on in your cities. But it's a deeper, sinister meaning. It's a deeper and it's a more sinister approach behind it. Because not only is you Jakes that's in an upright among yourselves, you got the so-called white man that's actually going in these cities dressing up as Negroes, causing black-on-black violence, man. Which is a purge, basically, and that's basically what's going on in Chicago. Intel came out, video that, I've watched, and going to see the new movie, The Purge, and just through the spirit and me being from Chicago, you kind of understand how these things go, because I did a video on it about 2 weeks ago, that there's a quote-unquote black purge in Chicago, because when you look on the news, it says 66 people shot in one weekend, 0 arrests, 12 feared dead, fatally shot, and no arrests. The drug trade or the drug game ain't even that deep in these inner cities for 60, 70 people to be getting shot right around the corner from one another. So when you put 2 and 2 together, that's military operations. That's what you call a mock trial. Alright, like you got what you call mock cities during the time of Jade Helm experiments, that these troops set up dummy neighborhoods that's similar to your neighborhoods, and then they go in and they stage these mock shootings, and they practice on raiding you Jakes, and they deploy agents, feds or CIA operatives to come in your neighborhoods dressed as you, causing chaos, man. Order out of chaos. And on top of that, to create further division, so the news could pull out the narrative that, yeah, the so-called black man is a violent Greek of nature, right? When in fact it's the so-called white man. So when you see these videos, or you see these shooting 66 dead in one night in these big major cities, man, hey, look, a lot of those are just straight military men that's posing as black people or Hispanic people. Because this dude this mask he got on, look, this is a white boy in a Jake mask. And the fact that the guy that got arrested that looked just like this is a mask that they created in Hollywood. They're worth thousands of dollars, and you can get them cheaper than that. But this is the new thing now. Let's go into one of these plush suburbs dressed as a Jake, and we're going to shoot it up, and ultimately make you the target practice, or make you the target, which means they declare war on you. And one more point I want to make that actually in that movie, The Purge, they actually said that these ex-military troops, or these Blackwater troops, or these UN troops, they were basically dressing up as civilians and gangbangers and KKK, but they was ex-military. So that should tell you something right there. So the things that they do in the movie, they ultimately implement in real life. So without further delay, I know I was speaking quite a bit, but it says here, white men wearing black faces, don't be fooled by the hyper-realistic masks. Alright, so it says it's offensive to most black people when white folks paint their face black to represent the black race. It says this braces back to the early 19th century blackface performers who entertain white people by painting their faces with burnt cork, grease paint, or shoe polish, and exaggerated their lips to represent uneducated slaves on a plantation, because you had those, I forgot those things that they were called, but basically you had the big black face with the big bubble lips, basically cooning and porch monkeying. And it's